Okay, so these are the notes for significant figures, also called significant digits, sig figs, sig dids. So, significant figures in measurements. So make sure you write the word measurements down on that first line. And I might struggle with this because I write big. Measurements must include all of the digits that are known plus a estimated digit. So measurements and then estimated digit. And I want to put this a little close. Measurements and then estimated digit. So the first lab that we did, how to measure, we talked about some of the, when we went around the stations, we talked about how whenever you measure, use the numbers that you know and then make one estimate digit that's at the end. And that last digit always has error in it. All right. So we have this ruler, all right? And let's see. Let's say that I make a bar. Make your own little ruler. It doesn't have to be the same, like little box or rectangle. It doesn't have to be the same length as mine. Just make a little diagram here. And it doesn't have to be the same length as mine. When I look at my little rectangle, I know that it's 2. It's at least 2. I know that it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's at least 2.4. So I know these numbers are exact. But then you have to measure one extra digit of estimation. Now I'm kind of looking in between the lines, and that's where maybe I'll say a 4. And this is centimeters. So whatever length that you wrote for your little box, put the digits that you know and then kind of guess in between the digits. Significant figures we're on. All right. So what are some numbers that people came up with based off of their little rectangle that they drew? Yes, Nova? 1.47. Yes. So everyone should have 3 digits total, 2 which are exact, and one is the last one is the estimate. So you should have 3 digits. All right. Yeah. All right. So we're going to get into the rules. So the next set is where you want to pay attention. These are the rules. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I just numbered mine. So these are the rules. So it's going to seem weird at first, but when we add, subtract, or use it in a calculation, it will make sense. All right, so here goes the first rule. Zeros, okay. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay. We're going to do rule 0 right up here. I'm going to have you right next to this. Numbers 1 through 9 count. They're significant. There's actually 5 rules. This is the first rule. That's the rest of the problems or the rules all have to do with zeros. But if you have the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, they're considered significant. You count them. How many digits are in the number 2.44 that I had up here? 3. Out of the 3, how many would you count based on this rule? 3. The 2 is a number 1 through 9. The 4s are a number 1 through 9. So if this was a problem on a test, you would just write 3 sig figs. So the number 1 through 9 is the easiest to remember. It's the zeros that get a little tricky. So that's why all the other rules are focused on zeros. Let me know if I'm going too fast. All right, so we know that the numbers 1 through 9 count. So now let's go to the first rule. Zeros to the left of a number in front of a non-zero digit are never significant. Never significant. And then I'm going to give it, oh, it actually gave us an answer. All right, so zeros to the left of a number are never significant. All right, Levi, you making sure to write this down? Look, you have to be prepared, please. That's not an excuse. All right. So, we have this number 0.0063. I'm writing it bigger. How many digits total are in this number? 4. So our answer is going to be either 0 to 4. Do we count the 6 and the 3? No. Yes. Based on which rule? Yeah, so these are the numbers 1 through 9. Do we count zeros in front? No. So this answer would have 2 sig figs. All right. If there's any questions, let me know. Because after we learn significant figures, anytime you have a math question on the test, you have to calculate the answer to the correct number of sig figs. All right. So zeros in front, you don't count. Let's go to the next section. Zeros between non-zero digits are significant. You can call these also sandwiched zeros. So I am going to write the example down. Levi, did you see if your folder's over on the side? Over there in the first thing where everyone gets their folder there. All right, so we have 4 digits here. 2,083. How many of them would you count? All 4. You always count the 2, the 8, and the 3, and the 0 is sandwiched in between the numbers 1 through 9. So it counts. So we would say that there's 4 sig figs here. I'm just going to put sig figs. I'm going to make up an example, an extra example where we actually add in the one up above too. Did anybody have any questions about the 2083? All right, why don't I do this now? If I do this number, how many sig figs are in this number? There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, 4, because you don't count zeros in the front. Yep, this one's sandwiched in, so you count it. So this is 4 sig figs. Yeah. Three and 4 are essentially the same. It deals with zeros at the end. And this one is where students can make a mistake. It's easy to remember the 1 through 9, you count. Sandwich zeros are easy to count. Zeros in the front, you don't count. But zeros at the end, it depends on the number, whether or not there's a decimal. All right, so for 3, zeros to the right of a number and after a decimal place. There has to be a decimal in that number. If there's a decimal in that number, the zeros at the end are always significant. And put a box or highlight that word decimal. Because if there's a decimal in the number, you count the zeros at the end. If there's no decimal in the number, you don't count the zeros at the end. So for example 21.00, how many sig figs are in this number? Yes. There's a decimal somewhere in the number. What about this number? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many would we count? 4. All right, so I hear 5 and 4. Let's see. We count the 2, we count the 8, we count the 3. Do we count the 0? Yes. Do we count the 0 in the front? No. Do we count the 0 here? Yes. Because there's a decimal somewhere in the number. So this one has 5 sig figs. So I just want to do this style because I don't want you to think it has to be like a number greater than 1, if that makes sense. As long as there's a decimal somewhere. Yes.
Wouldn't like numbers for Wouldn't numbers go on for like
if you have a device that can measure all those numbers precisely. So a lot of the numbers in chemistry are measurements that we're dealing with versus numbers in math, which are kind of exact. All right, so the last one are zeros after non-zeros numbers, but to the left of the decimal. Oh, there's no decimal. Okay, this looks weird. Okay. Yeah. There shouldn't be a decimal.